The Swole Doge versus Cheems meme is a comparative format that is used to compare two different things, typically one that is more related to the buff, Chad, Swole Doge, and one much weaker, inferior thing that is attributed to Cheems, often depicted as crying over cheemsburgers. Now, this meme has had many comparisons to the Chad versus Virgin meme, but we'll break down what makes it a little bit different than that format, and whether or not I think it's fresh, spicy, normie, and most importantly, whether or not it passes the vibe check. I'm SumitoMedia, and you're watching Meme Critique. The Swole Doge versus Cheems meme is, as I said, a comparative format, and not ironically, as a result, is being compared to the original comparative format, the Virgin versus the Chad. Now, while this meme does predate Swole Doge versus Cheems by about 3 years, the key difference is that Virgin versus Chad is typically comparing two separate things, one that has superiority over the other in a number of ways. But Swole Doge versus Cheems is ever so slightly different in that it's typically comparing the same thing, albeit from two different time periods or two different perspectives. As a result, it's much more diminishing of the key aspects of something from today. It's downplaying how terrible today's things are compared to how it was back in the day. Japan in 1945 had samurais and was ready to go to war, and now in 2020 they're putting out stuff like Prison School, which I ended up binging in all one night. As a result, it's become the meme of choice among posters and Twitter users through all of 2020 as a result to look back on when times were better, and just how bleak it's become now in 2020 in so many ways. And so, I think it makes sense for us to take a look at just how fresh this meme may or may not be. Is it fresh? Does Swole Doge versus Cheems seem like a meme that you would be excited to see come onto your timeline? Now, this meme's actually got a little bit of a redemption arc, as it started off kind of nerdy. The original examples were actually kind of funny. They were comparing what your grandparents were like at 17 versus what your dad was like in his late teens versus you, sitting at home, no family, no war to attend to, just wearing headphones and wishing you were a cute anime girl. Relatable, but kind of wussy. It's definitely something that makes you think. After a long lifespan of comparing the difference in historical memes and looking at how countries used to be versus how they are now in the modern day, the meme became kind of nerdy. It was a very nerdy Doge-based meme, which is just, how do you use this? But thankfully, people did not give up. Going forward, people would use the Swole Doge versus Cheems meme to compare fashion trends, English boys, sexual abuse through priests, and many other things that they want to give a grievance to, and show how, hey, this wasn't the case back before the internet, and as a result has become even more relevant than you could anticipate, given that everybody's spending all their time on the internet anyway. Why not compare it to back in the day, which again was at most maybe 30 years. As a result, I think it's actually pretty fresh. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a perfect score, but considering that this is a Doge meme, this is an incredible score on freshness, given that the premise is as old as 2017 and Doge is as old as like 2010, right? Is it normie? The section where I want to bring up all the things that are negative about this meme. Perhaps using the meme itself. Memes back in the day were swole, and memes nowadays are a little bit cheems? Not true. And not true with this meme either. I'm gonna be honest. The fact that it's a Doge meme and is so wildly understood, you just love to see Doge on a swole body, you love to see Cheems just crying in a corner. The dog is adorable, and everybody knows that the Doge, the sheep, it is the meme dog to seek. So when you see one in a meme, it's very easy to not understand, but like accept. You don't want to hate a Doge meme. I never hate Doge memes. And what I found with this meme, when you show this meme to somebody who's never seen it before, which is the only way I know how to communicate, by the way, is to share a meme to somebody in real life. Like how else do you even talk to people nowadays? I've got a mask on. I'm not making an effort. Just look at my phone. People get it right away. They understand. They see the big Doge. They see the small Doge. They see the captions. Maybe I find a Game of Thrones reference or something to like a show that you used to watch, and it's like, hey, I understand this immediately. And you would think that would make it even more normie. You would think it would make it worse, like everybody's included in the club, but it's just such a good, versatile meme that it's more like everybody's in on the fun, and it becomes even more fun as a result. I love this meme. Every time I see a meme pop up on my timeline that uses this format, it's always from some obscure anime, some TV show I may or may not have seen, some video game I may or may not have played, and it makes me feel like I'm one with the community because I get the meme, and then maybe as a result, I sort of get the passion that you have for the source material, you know? I'm giving it a 10. I know you guys don't like it. I know you guys don't want to see me give it a 10. It's not a perfect meme for, again, these work backwards, so 10 is good. It means it's not normie. There's no real cons to this, man. Nobody's using this meme improperly. I'm never going to get sick of seeing Doge. I gave it the meme of the decade. You guys know me. It's a 10 out of 10. Is it spicy? Do the pinnacle memes that come out of this template go toe-to-toe with some of the funniest memes that you've seen on the internet? Does this meme transcend the meme template itself and leak into other meme templates, other meme formats, other hilariousness that you've seen on the internet? Now, it's Doge. So in one sense, you do kind of have to, you know, kind of take some points away because it is using a tried and true format that we've seen for dozens and dozens of years. Granted, you know, it's two different forms of Doge. Swole Doge was something that I think was from like a Rule 34 edit. Actually, it was like a Doge creeping up on you after you drop the soap. And Cheems is from a completely other thing. It's a crying Doge because he's chasing after cheemsburgers and what have you. But bringing them together in this way, and the fact that it's pretty much completely taken over the Virgin versus Chad meme, I feel like you have to give it some credit. I mean, not only has it found its space on the internet and found its own template, but it's almost completely obsoleted a couple other formats. You don't even need the Drake no, Drake yes. You don't need the Virgin versus Chad. If you add a little bit more spice and turn it into a Swole Doge versus Cheems meme, it becomes so much spicier. I unfortunately can't give it a perfect spiciness score because I can't find an Evangelion edit of this meme. I feel like it'd be so easy. You take Swole Doge, you make it Rae, you take Cheems, you make it Shinji, and it's I will die and create duplicates of myself to continue fighting the evil and save Tokyo 3 versus Shinji just crying with a mug over the fact that he doesn't want to get into the robot. It seems so easy. How has nobody done that? Gotta deduct points for that, unfortunately, but outside of that, I think it's pretty damn spicy. I've seen a number of different edits. I've seen a number of different versions. I've already told you that I like this meme. It's getting a 9 out of 10. Very spicy meme, and I will continue to enjoy seeing even more elaborate versions of this thing for at least a month. Does it pass the vibe check? What does it get on Sumito's shagadelic, swaggerific score system? What do I give it as a personal, completely biased scoring, given that this entire, everything up to this point's already been biased, so what's different here? Basically, you know, it's gotta have funk, it's gotta have uniqueness, it's gotta have originality, it's gotta have something that shakes the game a little bit, and I think it's still got some juice left to squeeze out of it. While the premise is simple, I've seen a couple different versions that really make you think that it's still got some legs to stand on. First of all, there are plenty of examples where there's Swole Doge and Cheems, and they're both good. They're really just pointing out the difference in one way of looking at something versus another way of looking at something. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be an anime girl. There's nothing wrong with going to the World War at age 17. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a family, but it's different. Just like all Doges are different. But all the same as all Doges are different, all Doges should be accepted. Just like all people should be accepted, just like all memes should be accepted. And regardless of the fandom that you're a part of, the video games that you love, the memes that you want to love and hate, when you throw Doge into the mix and you make comparisons and contracting statements, it's still funny. I also like the fact that you have to have a little bit of Photoshop in to make this work. You can just label it with text and have Swole Doge and Cheems, but it works better when you give it the hair of the protagonist of the anime that you're making fun of, or you give them the weapons from the Fire Emblem bosses that you want to make fun of. I like the fact that it can be repositioned. You can have a bunch of Swole Doges. You can have Swole Doge be what something is now and Cheems be the way that it was before, and it gives you a lot of leeway in the way that you can use this meme. And again, the fact that it builds on the good parts of Virgin versus Chad, but you don't have to have all the messy text and all the tough MS Paint edits. It's a much cleaner, simpler execution of that point. I like it. I feel like it's still got legs. I really want to see more examples of this meme. I don't want this thing to die out. As a result, I'm giving it an 18 out of 20 on the Sumito score, which gives it a final score of 45 out of 50. Not bad at all, dude. Doge and Cheems together working to give it the best score we've had so far, even though this is only episode 2. But hey, if you guys have ideas for what you want to see on episode 3, please leave them down in the comments. I'm planning on doing this every week. And if you want to watch other funny videos just like this one, well, subscribe, dumbass. It's free. What are you, poor? Click the red button. It's right there. It's mocking you. Swole Doge would click the subscribe button. What are you, Cheems? You're gonna add this to your recently viewed playlist? What's wrong with you? Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.